Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from my very own channel Astro Assurance. In the line of discussing the maturity of various planets, today is the turn of one of my favorite planets, which is Mercury. Not that the other planets are not my favorite, but I find the planet Mercury to be more tricky in how you deal with the attributes of maturity of Mercury rather than the others, and hence maybe that is the reason why Mercury is one of the planets which matures late, and only Saturn, Rahu and Ketu follow for maturity in the line of the hierarchy of maturity. And so why is it that Mercury, though in the zodiac, in astrology, Mercury is seen as a child planet, and why is it that it is seen to be maturing late, almost in the age of between 30 or 31 and 32, or after the 31st year you can say, or in the 32nd year you can say. So once you hit your 31st birthday, after that is the period where you need to be able to demonstrate the signs that your Mercury is mature, or you are mature enough to be able to demonstrate the mature side of Mercury, the mature side of the attributes of Mercury. So it is not that the planet matures, but it is our ability as individuals, whether we have been able to show the mature side of the attributes of that planet which we are talking about, and if we are able to demonstrate that, only then we can say we have matured or the planet has matured. And hence, because the zodiac feels that you are able to show the maturity of planets only at a certain age, because you need to live certain years and you have to live through certain experiences, and hence the maturity of planets is also graded accordingly. So why does Mercury mature at the 31st year? Firstly, being a child planet, obviously it takes time to grow, right? So Mercury is also deemed as a child planet because the various phases of life that the person has to go through before one can say that I have been able to showcase maturity in these attributes which are connected to Mercury are really tricky, and so various phases have to be crossed. What does this mean? Firstly, Mercury rules two signs. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini, which is about communication, and communication is one of the key elements of how we deal with others, how we relate to others, how we interact with others. And so only when we have gone through certain stages of life, certain experiences in life, then we realize that communication is important, communication is critical. It is not just about sending the message across, but how the message is being seen from the opposite party. You need to have the wisdom and the maturity to understand how people deal with communication, how people relate to what you're saying, and how people's actions and their reactions may also influence your communication in a certain way, in a certain manner. And that shows your ability to be able to comprehend the other person's own actions and reactions, and then be able to stimulate and direct your communication accordingly. And so communication is the key to all human interactions, and because Mercury is the planet of communication, you only learn over a period of time, after having gone through various experiences, having dealt with various kinds of people, majority of people in your life connected to various areas of your life, only then you can say that you are able to demonstrate the ability to communicate in a more mature, in a more wiser manner, rather than being mercurial in your actions, in your reactions, in your communication. So Mercury being the planet of communication, it is critical that you showcase enough of having seen a certain number of years, gone through certain experiences, lived those experiences, yet in the most trying of circumstances, you have been able to hold your tongue, you have been able to hold your words, you have been able to select your words clearly and through wise thinking, that you can say that you have truly matured in your communication or in your ability to communicate effectively with others. I have seen people only, even after they have reached late 60s, 70s, even 80s, even then many times they don't know how to communicate with others. And if you ask me, some of the most flamboyant misadventures in life, or failures in life, or destructions in life I've seen can be connected to how people communicate. How a politician communicates his ideas to his people, how an actor communicates what he wants to showcase on the screen, how an artist communicates through his singing, through his dancing, what he wants to, or how he wants to express his art form is what makes him or her successful or the darling of the masses. So communication is critical to our very existence, how we deal with others and how we really are successful in life. So Mercury being the planet of communication, it is the key, or it is the foundation stone. And because we take time to gather different experiences, from being a student, from being married, to being a father, to being a leader, we have traversed those distances, and only then, after having been able to communicate and deal with people, playing different roles in their lives and being able to handle those communications, is what is important. So that is one side of communication. Second is how we brand ourselves, how we market ourselves. That is also key to how successful we can be. So how we dress, how we look at others, and how others see us, and how do we come across. It takes a certain degree of number of years that we have passed or lived before we are able to showcase or demonstrate who we truly are, what our identity is. And hence in our early years we struggle with our identity, we struggle with our religion, we struggle with our communication, we struggle with our education, we struggle with the role that we are playing in our organization also, and how we come across. So how we market ourselves, how we brand ourselves, or what we truly do, it takes time, and usually it's only the mid-30s by when you can say, okay, this is what I do for a living. Because before that it becomes more of a job. It's only when you are in your early 30s, sometimes late 30s, that you can say you are in a career and you really have arrived, you have really done something, which means there is something under your belt to showcase yourself, to demonstrate, whether it's in your resume or when you are stating what you have done vocally. You should have enough in your kitty to be able to put across who you really are, what you bring to the table, what you bring to the opposite party, what have you brought to life so far. And hence it takes time to be able to go through all those phases before you can say who you truly are, and hence the marketing, the branding aspect of Mercury comes in. Third thing, how have you dealt, how good have you been at being able to deal with your neighbors. The neighbors is not only about the immediate neighbors to your house, but neighbors also in your work, in your job, neighbor in traffic, how you deal with traffic around you, whether you're honking or you lose your cool, you become frustrated. In the neighborhood, how you have dealt with people and what distance you have gone. Now the ninth house is all about long distances. The third house, which is the sign of Gemini, which Mercury rules, it's about short distances, which means even if you have not gone short distances, which means it's not about distances as kilometers or miles, it's about have you gone even short distances to help others, to relate to others, to try and understand others. And through your ability to be able to put the effort to go forward, to understand people and put the effort to go the distance, that you can say that you really have arrived, you're mature enough to know how to deal, how to relate to, and how to work with people. And hence these are critical elements. But the most important element of why Mercury matures in the 31st year is about the 6th house element that Mercury rules, the sign of Virgo. This is about your ability to have been taken analytical decisions in your life, have made the right choices. And only when there are some years under your belt, some years that have passed, that you can say that yes, I have gone through various twists and turns in life, I have made those important decisions. And those important decisions come in your early years, in your what career you take, what job you take, who you get married to, who you are dating, and how you deal with children. And usually by the time you are in your early 30s is when you have seen through relationships, probably married and maybe having a kid or maybe two kids. And then that's when you can say, yeah, I learned how to deal with relations, I learned what the responsibilities of being a father are and what is the responsibility of being a mother are. And then is the time when you truly understand what the child means to you, because then you look at your parents differently, and only when you have the ability to able to see your parents differently from what you have seen them earlier, before you got married, before you became a father or mother, is the time when you truly arrived and you truly matured in your ability to now say, yes, now I can make the right decisions, I can make the right choices, because the choice of how you see people has come to you by virtue of having lived through the different roles. The role is of a student, the role is of a lover, the role is of a husband, father, and then the role of being a son or a daughter. Sometimes the role of a son or a daughter comes to us very, very late, and usually it comes to us only when we become a father or mother ourselves. So the element of taking analytical decisions, making the right choices, and then being able to ruminate over those choices and then accepting, yes, I made some wrong decisions here, yes, I made right decisions here. That comes only when enough decisions have been taken in your life, enough water has flowed under the bridge. And so by your 30s, you can say that you have seen some life at least, and you have taken some decisions, you have made some choices for you to say, yes, I can now make the right choices. And the zodiac also expects you to make the most correct of the choices by the time you hit your 30s. You have gone through all those teenage years, youth years also, early years of being an adult, your 20s, where you have gone through the rough and tumble of relations, and then you expected that you have truly arrived by the time you have hit the 30th year, that from now on there is no room to make mistakes, there is no room to making the wrong choices, there is no room to trying to wiggle out of a situation through your cleverness, which also can be attributed to Mercury, especially under the influence of a Rahu. So Mercury's ruling of Virgo is critical in your element of 31st year being your maturity year, because of you having in your life so far taking those analytical choices, or the choices which come to you, and where you sometimes need to choose a path, whether you take one path or the other, and here whether you have taken the ethical path, whether you have taken the right choices, whether you have taken the choices connected to your conscience or not. And the last and the most important thing, 6th house and the Virgo energies are also about serving society, serving humanity, and through that serving the supreme energy. And so if you have not served enough, you cannot say you have truly matured. And so only when you have served your gurus, your teachers, you have served in a relationship, you have also served as a parent, you have also served enough as a citizen, you have served as a sibling, you have served as one of the people who live this earth and walks this earth. Only then you can say that you have given back something to society, or you have learned at least the responsibility that you need to serve and to give back. If you have not served enough, you have not given back enough, you have not done anything so far, then can you truly say that you understand the meaning of maturity? Maturity of your buddhi, maturity of your intellect. If you have not truly served, then you are really not intelligent, because the most intelligent choices come to you when you learn to serve. And by your 30s, you would also have become a leader, you would also have a team, or probably more responsibilities, not only as a head of a family, but also maybe head of a team, maybe head of a large organization. And there you also need to have the ability to be able to head team members, and how you handle different kinds of people from all walks of life. And here, how are you able to deal with competition? How are you able to deal with people who put you down in team meetings, put you down in business, put you down as a competitor, and yet you are able to deal consciously and conscientiously is what is important. And only when you are able to do that, yet stick to your morals, yet not make wrong choices, yet continue to serve, yet be responsible in the different roles that you have played, can you say that you truly arrived as being able to showcase the maturity in your logical thinking, in your analytical thinking, in the choices that you make, and in the right communication and in the right understanding. So the deep down basis of all this is how well you understand your responsibilities as a citizen, as a human being, as playing different roles in life. Only when you are able to showcase all that, and that is expected by your 30th year and crossing over, is when you can say the true age of maturity of Mercury has arrived. So friends, look back into your lives and see what have you done so far. If you have already crossed the age of 30, then when have you made more wrong choices after you have crossed the age of 30 or before? And in that, you will be able to truly understand whether your Mercury is mature or not so far, or there is some distance to go before you can say that you have truly matured on the intellect front, on the right choices making front. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is a friend astrologer and guide signing off. Ciao.